Hello and welcome. My name is Rashim Mogha and I'm your host for this Empowered Women of the World podcast. This podcast is for you, it is for me, and it is for all women who want to take charge of their career and happiness. In this weekly podcast, we'll talk about technology, we'll talk about leadership, and we will talk about mindfulness. We will talk about how you can discover, visualize, and actualize your success, whatever that means to you. We will also talk about our common opponent, the conscious and unconscious bias which we deal with on daily basis. And we'll share ways to navigate work politics. At the end of each podcast, I will share with you a tip or a resource that you can use to be successful. It's going to be a fun ride, so hop on and join me on this journey every week. As we get close to the new year, yes, 2020, I want to talk to you about self-care. Now, I want to talk about self-care because this topic is close to my heart since I put self-care on the back burner this year and that did not go well for me. I ended up in the emergency room, had to go through a lot of health issues and a personal turmoil, if you will, because of that. This is a pattern with me. I hate to admit it, but yes, it's true. Numerous times in my career, I found myself neglecting my emotional and physical health to give priority to my work, and I've worked long, insane hours to prove myself at the new job or meet crazy, unrealistic timelines without really setting boundaries with people, and have in turn ended up falling sick, which affects my family. So in 2020, I have promised myself to take care of myself and to respect my body. Here are a few things that I've already started and I'm planning to continue. It's going to be a long list, so stay with me. First and foremost, I've started drinking at least 8 glasses of water. I've noticed that when I'm busy, I forget to drink water. That happens because I'm always on calls and have no time to take a break to get water. Now, I fill 4 large bottles in the morning and keep them at my desk. The goal is to drink up all the water in the bottles before I end my day. And this little trick has been working well for me. Keeping your body hydrated is important as it helps flush out toxins and helps with the immunity. So as some of you know, I have lymphadenitis that flares up every 2 to 3 years. So it's really, really important for me to keep flushing out my toxins, and drinking water helps with that. The second thing that I've started implementing is walking and talking. Now, I work from my home office and lead a global team. My calls sometimes start around 6:30 in the morning, and even before I know it, I have been sitting in the same position for over 12 hours. So that's really not good for my body. I started gaining weight. I noticed that I started having aches and pains because my body was in the same position for over 12 hours. I would forget to eat my breakfast. I would sometimes have lunch sitting next to me but would not eat it because I was on back-to-back calls. So now what I have decided is that if I'm not sharing my screen or if I'm not looking at a presentation when I'm on a call, I try to walk and talk on the calls. Now this allows me to move around and get some steps in. It's also nice to be out in the sun, especially in December when it's so gloomy here in North America. I love sun, so walking and talking is a great way to incorporate work and get some steps in. I've also now strategically, rescheduled all my calls to be 30 to 45 minute calls with a set agenda. I've realized that typical 1 hour meetings or calls, they typically have a lot of filler conversation. You'll be surprised how much you can achieve in 30 or 45 minute meeting if you have a set agenda. I also now schedule 15 minutes on my calendar to just breathe, collect my thoughts, have some water, take a bio break in between calls. Believe me, I wasn't even getting a bio break between the calls earlier. Another thing that I've started implementing is to avoid negativity in my life. Now, I'm a very sensitive person, and for my emotional health, I need to stay away from people or thoughts that pull me down. It took me a while to understand that when I spend time with some people who generally have a negative outlook, even if I'm trying to help them out, it drains my energy. So now I try to be strategic and not spend too much time with the people who drain my energy. I'm still there for them, but I don't make a conscious effort to stay on 2-hour long calls or 1-hour long calls with them, and that helps me protect my energy. Intermittent fasting is another thing that I've started a few months back, and it has worked for me. I've noticed that I eat more when I'm stressed out or when I work long hours or when I'm watching TV, right? So trying to stop eating by 6 p.m. means that I need to try and wrap up all my work by that time so that I can enjoy my dinner. I normally pick up work after putting my kids to bed. So intermittent fasting also means that there will be no comfort eating at night when I'm working or finishing up calls. Now, this has helped me maintain my energy levels. I wake up more energetic in the morning. It just helps with the overall temperament if I stop eating around 6 o'clock and pick up eating at around 9 or 10 a.m. in the morning. Now, as many of you know that daily affirmations have been a part of my life for over a year now. Using affirmations has really helped me stay positive and become more resilient. I've seen a positive change in myself, and that's why I created 5 daily affirmation Alexa skills that I've shared with you in the past. These Alexa skills are available for all to download for free, so make sure you make the most out of them. And last but not the least, saying a gratitude prayer with my kids before I put them to bed. We enjoy sharing our day with each other and thank the Almighty for all the blessings, and it just is a nice end to the day where you end the day being grateful for all that you have in your life. Now, that doesn't mean that I have it all figured out. I still haven't figured out how to mend my troubled relationship with my cell phone. I've done a few digital detox days, but really haven't been able to find a solution to implement a digital detox strategy that works to me, given that I lead a global team. So I'm still like a needy girlfriend who can't let go when it comes to my cell phone. I would love to hear from you if you have any ideas on how to do a digital detox, something that works for you. Today's free resource for you is a link to the gratitude affirmations that I and my kids use every night. The link is in the show notes. Thank you for joining me today, and thank you for loving, liking, supporting, and sharing the podcast. Remember, sharing is caring. I love your feedback, emails, and messages, so please keep them coming. I look forward to seeing you again in our next podcast. Till then, keep empowering the world.